I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address.
We're not just building muscle, we're building men. In the quiet hours, in the unfiltered moments, in the conversations that happen before the world wakes up. This is the Gloom, where brotherhood forms in the dark so we can lead in the light, where vulnerability is strength and leadership is handed from man to man, one story at a time. Our mission is to empower, exhort, and inspire men to achieve their best selves through stories of reinvigorated male community leadership. We bring you weekly interviews with F3 Omaha PAX, ordinary men doing extraordinary things in fitness, fellowship, faith, and leadership, because we believe that every man has a story, and reinvigoration starts when that story is shared. This is the Glue in the Gloom. Shout out to our sponsors, Avior Wealth Management, Liberty Core Real Estate, Major Team Mortgage, Exclusively Eye Care, Omaha Laser Dentistry, and NaMoRaMa Law Firm. We appreciate your support. Liberty Core Real Estate is your homegrown real estate broker. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate, whether personal or investment, Armando, aka Brian, and Megan Michaels Company is ready to serve you. With Command Center in Old Town Elkhorn and agents all throughout the metro, they are more than ready to guide and serve you in your next real estate endeavor. Whether your next move needs to happen now or in 5 years, call or text Armando at 402-770-2165 to get your questions answered. And a special offer for F3 Nation PAX members, Liberty Core will donate $250 to your sponsor of choosing for every closed transaction. Stop looking, start finding today with Liberty Core Real Estate. Hey, are you the type of guy that likes to get up early in the winter to battle your jester? Do you love listening to people drone on and on and on about COVID in the gloom? Would you trust your vision to a guy nicknamed Cataracts? Well, if the answer to any of these questions is yes, fellas, you have bigger problems than you think. Dr. Cataracts, aka Dr. Wolf, can't solve all of your problems, but he can certainly help you solve the problems related to your eye health and vision. You will find many F3 principles throughout his practice. Check him out today at Exclusively Eye Care. Now, let's get back to the gloom. All right, here we go in 5, 4.
Welcome back to the Gloom podcast. It's your co-host, Gator and Plague. We hope everyone's having a great day. We're back on the Gloom. We're here to talk to Peel today, and we appreciate you being on the show. We're excited to hear your story and for you to share it with the guys. So let's just start with that first workout and who EH'd you, how you got your name, and what you can tell us about that first time in the Gloom.
Absolutely. So I went out to the boundary line. It's actually 2 years will be next week, in fact, there. Yeah. So it's coming up. Of course, I'm not celebrating until I get to the forge where I belong. So we're going to wait till I get there for the 2 year. I was EH'd by Escobar and chose the boundary line, which I'm sure not everyone here is going to start off with a Murph, but I had already been kind of in shape and everything like that. But note to self, don't take pre-workout mix. So I might have Merlot'd a little bit on that first workout there too. My name, I was wearing it was 83 degrees, humid. I think July 16th, I'm pretty sure was the first day I got EH'd. And so it was 78% full humidity and 78 degrees. Couldn't get my shirt off. Somehow Peel stuck. So it's not as brilliant as a banana peel or something like that, but that's the name that stuck there. Could have been a lot of other names.
That is awesome. So Escobar was the one that kind of introduced it to you. Did he mention it once and you were just kind of sold, or how did that process work?
My best friend was his wife was best friends with Esco's wife there.
Okay.
And I had known Escobar a little bit, before then, just not tight knit. I mean, now I feel like me and Escobar are very tight. We're in the same shield lock for everything. So we talk all the time. We've taken vacations now, I think 5 or 6 vacations over 2 years together. So it's something we became even tighter and tighter since that bond began. I mean, it just started right at that very moment there. So
Nice. And were you like, when you first heard about, like, sometimes guys, when they hear about F3, they're like, it's too early. I already got something going. You were already doing the fitness thing. Like,
yeah, I'd already been doing the fitness thing, and I was uncertain about it. Everybody's uncertain their first day. You don't know what to expect or what's going to happen from it there. And I'd always worked out by myself, and obviously this changed my life overnight. There, it was like a game changer, in my opinion.
Yeah. Did you, just kind of curious, what was it, just the guy, like kind of the peer pressure from Escobar? I mean, he can do a pretty good emotional headlock, but like, what made you decide, like, yeah, I'll give this a try?
Well, if people that really, really know me, when I do something, I just dive in, and it could be full blown diving in. Like when I came in, had no idea, fell in love with it. And then I went once, then the next week I went 2 or 3 times. Then I went 5 days. And then I was just
all in
100% right out of the gates. And it's just, I guess sometimes that's the way I roll there. Yeah.
In your experience, where do you draw the line between your personality that you've just described for us about you go all in, and the nature of F3 Omaha, and how those two things kind of, accelerated your introduction into the group that as well as you did?
It takes a little bit. So when I first meet somebody, I'm going to be reserved a little bit, and it's not my personality. I'm going to be quiet, taking it in, understanding. I mean, even when I've started a job, for the first couple of years, I'm probably quiet, just taking in the information before then I start to, have some output, some input that I want to, get out so everybody else can potentially learn more about it too. So yes, a little bit, and then the full pill comes out.
I love it. I think so many of us are kind of built that way. And, I would be curious, when you think about working out by yourself, and then like, what was it that made it so sticky? Was it just the other guys, or were the workouts as challenging? I guess that would be another question I'd have for you.
The other guys, absolutely. I mean, it's just being around peers, individuals that, seem like you or not even like you, and then the others that maybe need a little boost. It's just it's I don't know, empowering. It feels all of us around us make each other better, in my opinion there. And working out by yourself, it's tough. You have to be working out at 5 a.m. by yourself. That's hard to do. There are a lot of people that do it, but coming out with a group and people depending on you, even like within my own internal shield lock, I feel disappointed the days I miss, like I missed a Murph on Labby this week, and I'm like, I can't, I gotta sleep a little bit longer, and I know I gotta make coffee for everybody too, so I'm like, I'm not getting up at 3:30 in the morning to do all this stuff.
Right.
So, but I don't want to let my other brothers down, in my opinion. So it's yes, group is way better than independent there.
Yeah. What about so we try to do all these different things, right? We've got Murphs and all sorts of running, and then we do pre-runs and halfway house and coupon sites and weight sites. You feel like you're getting the same intensity of workout when you're doing F3 instead of maybe the gym workout, or you still do both?
I don't do both.
Okay.
That's why I think it's very important to do Murphs and coupon workouts to get a combination. So went to Block Party today, did a Murph, but then it was a little bit different there. Hard Hat did a Brosia workout, which was fantastic with coupons.
Nice.
We got to our inner self, took the shoes off, put the, barefoot. So it was perfect this morning. But
nice.
I feel like you can get the workout if you actually put what you want into it there. So, and I do feel like the pre-workouts for me are very, very important for me to get the same level. And I'm not trying to get like steroid size. I just want to be in shape.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we get out of this. And some people go to the gym, they just want to get a 16-inch bicep or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Those guys are all on steroids, I think. all the guys do it on YouTube. I'm always like, how did they get that way? But I love it. And I guess I would be curious, have you noticed any fitness gains or achievements or anything you're doing now that maybe you weren't doing before? That's
running.
Yeah.
I run a lot more, and it's the challenges that have come from that too. Pre and post. Running my first marathon here in on September 27th.
Wow.
And I told a bunch of guys, I'm never going to do it. Never going to do it. Unicycle's been in my ear multiple times about doing it. And he's like, all right, we're running 50 miles next year after you run a marathon. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. You just got me to do a marathon. What are we doing here? So that's probably my endurance in doing that has increased versus before. It was more just staying in shape and that. So I'm doing a lot more running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What gosh, unicycle's funny too. I was giving him a hard time because that guy will run a half before the rest of us even wake up, you know.
Same with Bambi.
Yeah.
those guys are just two like side by side machines. But
what about thinking about kind of like other things on that first F? Have you gotten into like Queen service or anything from sort of an intake? Or are you pretty disciplined with?
No, absolutely. I am in the Queen service and I need to get stronger about it. I've almost considered doing a 75 hard again to kind of force myself to do it. And that's a challenge in itself. If anybody's never done it, it's, you have to be disciplined. But yeah, I've done the Queen service. I do for the first stuff. I mean, I do the Murph challenge and then do the push-up challenge every year. The running, as much as anything I can do extra, I try to do.
Yeah. Well, I always, whenever I see you out there, I'm always like, man, that guy's in really good shape. So I think there's some lessons to be learned, you know, as you're thinking about your kind of journey on the fitness side. What are some of those major, I don't know, milestones or lessons that you would maybe share with other guys?
Stay disciplined.
Yeah.
I mean, the hardest thing I think with any fitness is you think you're never going to get there. You on your worst days are your best days. And a lot of, and I don't know where there's a quote from actually somebody said that specifically, but might have been Arnold Schwarzenegger actually that said the quote. He's like, your worst days are your best days. You may think they're terrible, but those are the days that you're actually getting your gains there. So any individual that's on a fitness level that it's your best day, that's not your best day. Your worst day is when you don't want to get up and you don't want to get out and you don't want to exercise. That's your best day.
Interesting. I love that. Just the idea of that, because I've had a few of my worst days lately where I'm like, I'm too tired to do this. I don't want to get out there, but that's good. That's encouraging. I appreciate that. Talk us through then, you know, so you mentioned like when you first got in the group, maybe starting off a little reserved, but would be curious, like, did you know other guys other than Escobar? Like, or how did you kind of start building those relationships?
Only person I knew was Escobar. And coincidentally, I had some friends that had been a part of it, but they don't, you know, they fell off or don't. Actually, one of them is in the Coast Guard. He was in Singapore at the time. So he comes to Omaha. Now he's in Seattle. So, but he actually had been a bunch of F3 and tried to get me out a couple years before Escobar got me out there. And I just, I'm not going to go out there or anything specifically, but it's over time. And then, I mean, Escobar's probably, he's just welcoming. And then everybody else just welcomed themselves. And then just as I continued to come out, opened up, just got to learn the guys.
Yeah.
Meet them.
Yeah. How do you think we like facilitate that? Because I think it sounds like you maybe were doing pre-runs pretty early, but if guys come in, they're maybe more introverted, or how can we maybe learn from Escobar or from guys like you? Like, how do we get better at welcoming new guys in?
I think we do a pretty good job, but yes, it's as being where the other men are at there, because not everybody's going to come out and pre-run or do a Murph or anything like that, and just talking them, you know, talking rather at the gates there too. So I mean, I guess one early fact, I guess when Cheese Whiz came out, you know how he's been 100% all in. He had said something. He's like, I stayed back with him out of the gates. Just something, the little things that you don't think you do is important. And one thing that somebody brought up to me the other day is just how we have conversations with each other. It's I can't remember who it was that saw their family is like, how you doing? It was just very short and they took off. But they said, the men of F3, we actually want to understand what a person's life and what's going on. So we're going to ask them different questions than somebody that your cousin, for example, and you're like, oh, we're just going to go talk to somebody else now. Nope. We want to dive deeper and have those connections. So if we continue to do that and just learn about the individuals, it makes them want to come out more, because you're actually caring and wanting to learn more about them. That's helpful.
And it's so different than just the normal day to day. Like we were on a pre-run before Labby, and it was just like all of a sudden we're talking about marriage and faith and stuff that like doesn't typically come up, but it was just I don't. It's something about running, being out there doing something challenging, and then
Open book, just let's go.
Yeah, I love it.
So it sounds like accountability was a pretty big thing for you on a fitness level, like pushing yourself to different things. Have you found that there's also a level of accountability with the relationships that you make and challenging yourself to be that better husband, father, brother, community person, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you kind of described like what your experience was like. Like, was that something that you were welcoming as an accountability portion, or was that, as you started to go through it, was it something that you responded to quickly, or how did that work for you?
It's expanded dramatically, and it since coming a part of F3. I mean, one big thing that I guess you brought up faith there.
Yeah.
I hadn't lost my connection with God. I mean, I honestly did, and when I first came on F3, I'm like, the faith thing, whatever, But I don't know what happened, but I got away from Catholicism. Now I've joined a church, specifically, and I've just I don't know how to explain how it changed me, but it brought my faith back to me just because of the guys around me there. And it's actually been better for me. It's been better for my family. It's been better for my kids. Just the different events. My son actually wants more 2.0 events, so we need more of those there for 8-year-olds there, he says. So it's been a good overall.
Was it difficult for you to be vulnerable about the things, whether it was faith or areas in your life that you thought needed improvement, to share those flaws with the group? Or did you have the experience of having other guys sort of open up in COTs or on pre-runs that sort of paved the way for you?
Very helpful. I mean, in that case, I've been myself, I guess I've been pretty much an open book, and I'm free with the information, probably too free sometimes with the information, but having the other guys share that information and just show the emotion, I feel like we're not afraid.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to show the emotion. Some people hold it in. Men in general just hold it in, but I feel like we actually are more open to sharing that information, even at painful things, pain points that are, that hurt. But yeah, so it's allowed me to, I probably expand on it quite a bit.
I love it. I am curious. So you've been in F3 for 2 years, and you're already in a shield lock that you've mentioned is pretty tight. Talk us through that, because I think there's that can be a challenge for guys to like get into a shield lock. It maybe feels too formal, or they're not really sure how to do it. But how did that sort of come about for you?
I think it might have been last summer. I can't remember exactly when the shield lock came about. It was just a conversation over a pre-run, just coincidence there, and building it out. It's actually expanded. We just had a kickstand just a couple months ago himself there specifically. He had lost, what he had, and he just reaching out because he was down and out on different things there too. So it's expanding, and I feel like some people at first are nervous about joining a shield lock. You don't know what this is or specifically, and it's a great thing that we do have tight knit groups. And like I said, it brings that accountability back there. But if anybody's out there that's afraid, I think if there's somebody that you're hanging out with or tight with and you see quite a bit, and reach out and try to embrace it, because it's only going to make you better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, with the Concentrica, the shield lock is up there, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's a high priority, and being the type of a person that you've described for us, where you really, if you're going to do something, you go all in. So I assume you're going all into shield lock, you're going all into fitness, marathons, and pre everything. And it sounds like you try to make sure you get some sleep every now and then. What's your sort of guidebook for how you prioritize what you think really needs to be prioritized? How do you make those decisions?
I guess I'm kind of analytical, and I am a planner. So my wife never knows when we're going on vacation. She just knows I'm going to take care of it. So I'm very detailed in nature. So I will 100% plan it out. So I feel like besides the sleep thing, I can't get the sleep thing down. I don't get enough sleep because we wake up at 4 and sometimes 10 o'clock. I'm like, but yeah. So that's the one thing that's off the docket there that I need to work on there.
Have you done Q source at all? Have you had a chance?
I have
to
done
do
a
any of
little
those?
bit of I have done a little bit of Q source. I haven't dived too far deep in there. I mean, I freed the lead. I read like the first 3 months I was part of F3 there, but
Yeah.
Q source a little bit, not too
Okay.
deep though.
Yeah, they totally fine. And I think in Q source they talk about the concentrica model and sort of, that's sort of in this second F fellowship area. So I would be curious. You mentioned a little bit, but how do you feel like F3 has impacted your relationship with your wife or your kids? Or
Right.
I think it made it better.
Hmm.
And with my wife, I sometimes I probably need to do better. I'd say too. I think it's just because she says my tone's always horrible.
Same. I get that.
I can't correct my tone. I'm like I don't know what it is. Actually, I just sent her a meme the other day about my tone and being right, and she's like, "Well, your tone's correct, but you're not right."
That's awesome.
With my kids, it's helped out. It's made me understand that right now I feel like I'm in the stage of my kids' life. They're 8 and 10 years old.
Mm.
That the next 10 years are the most important because at 18 years old, I mean, it's not like they're 100% gone, but they're gone. I mean, like right now I try to embrace them. I just want to lay with you, Dad. I'm like, okay, let's just, because if you don't, you're limited opportunities. You have to do it now.
Yeah.
So I'm diving into everything them right now. And they see that. My son's like, I want you to coach baseball. I'm like, it's a lot of commitment there, but he's like, I want you there. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be there then. So it's helped me out tremendously on that front.
That's awesome. It's funny you mentioned the tone. My wife and now my oldest daughter, when I use incorrect tone, they'll just refer to me as Tony. Is the new thing, and that's a signal for me that I need to watch my tone. But maybe we should start a support group for guys with improper tone, because I do the same thing. But it's so cool, right? Because you get to see how other guys are leading their families. You get to learn kind of along with them, and you kind of realize we're all going through a lot of similar stuff. And I guess I would be curious, as you think about Free to Lead, did you see yourself in there at all? Were there parts of that book that you identified with, or where you're like, okay, yeah, this is maybe why I need F3 in my life?
I honestly, I don't know on that question there. I mean, it's I feel like I try to help and other people out specifically, but I guess I don't know how to say it specifically. I just want to make everybody better. Essentially, is my ultimate goal is making others better. And if others get better, then I get better too. So I don't know how to explain it a different way there, but
yeah, there's not a whole lot of joy to be found when you're just endeavoring in pursuits of the self, right? When you're able to lift somebody up, that's where real joy comes from, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And do you feel like when you see others, sort of leading by example, that like, it's kind of a roadmap of how to do these things, whether it's with your kids or your wife or,
Absolutely. If I see something that another father's doing or another person's doing in general, that something I wish I could do, I will try to replicate that and maybe look at maybe something that I had done, maybe I could have done differently too. I mean, you can't go back and put regret on yourself, but at the end of the day, it's always learning.
Yeah.
We're always learning. I thought after college I'd be done, but even at work, I'm still doing tests every single year and for compliance stuff for my job. And it's like, it never ends. You should always be learning.
Yeah. That's
and
a
improve
key
and trying to improve.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's spot on. The other thing, kind of thinking about, and you started telling us a little bit about your faith journey earlier on, but would be curious.
It's okay that he went a little out of order, by the way. But
yeah,
it's all right.
I did jump the gun.
Yeah, as a planner myself, I was like, oh, but I do wonder if maybe you could sort of back up a little bit and give us sort of like what was your upbringing like, and would be curious if you.
Absolutely. I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
And then I went through communion. I never got confirmed officially. I was like a year or two short of getting confirmed. So I was Catholic. My parents gave me the decision. So I kind of stopped at that point. And then I always, I don't know what happened with the Catholic Church, but I always believed in a supreme being, kind of that case. And then I literally was away from the church except for going with my grandparents, once or twice or here and there. But not the same type of faith there. So in the last like year, I'd say I've kind of gotten back to that. Actually, I've been reading the Bible. I need to do more of reading the Bible.
Yeah.
And actually, I even have something that's just a Bible verse every day. It's 365 days there. So
Yeah.
a little bit of changeover that I want to do that. And then only my daughter's been desperately asking to go to church. And I'm like, no, we're all right.
Mm.
And then finally I did. And she's grateful for that. My son's probably not. He's like, I don't want to go to that room, Dad. I'm like, you're learning, you're getting better. Your friends are there. You're going to be fine. So it's part of the thing that I saw within our, just the brothers we have here is their faith. And then just how we end every COT with that prayer.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is or how, but it brought me back.
Yeah.
To where I am non-denominational right now. So, because there's some things I disagree with the Catholicism, but at the end of the day, it's maybe the way that God wanted me to come back, I guess.
Yeah. How did you start like exploring those, like you're listening to a prayer or you're kind of feeling this nudge? Did somebody else invite you to come to their church, or how did you kind of start that?
Well, you can bring it back to Escobar again, I guess, there too.
Okay. Yeah.
Escobar goes to the same church. Mulch goes to the same church.
Oh, yeah.
Patty Mayonnaise goes to the same church. Cadbury, he's one of the youth ministers. So we go to Water's Edge is where we go. So, and then I've even had another member asked about our church a little bit there too. So one thing I do love about our church is it's not political, which I like. I don't think politics should be in church at all.
Right.
Leave it away from there. So it's a nice feeling. I like our ministers and they're inviting.
That's awesome. So you had a connection there. Because I do think guys will get to a point where they're ready to explore, right? They maybe had a similar background to you, and then it's sort of like, how do you do that? Because to just pick a church and show up is maybe not a comfortable thing, But
you're interviewing different churches. I mean, I feel like people do that though. They interview different churches and I just gotta feel comfortable with it there.
Yeah, interesting. What as you've gone through that in the last year, I guess I don't know. Talk us through anything. Like how has that changed you, or how do you feel? I guess it seems like that would be pretty impactful.
I'm very happy I did it. I've became not only that, just a member of the church. I mean, Cadbury actually has me and Patty Mayonnaise actually leading that's why I'm running a marathon actually too, for Team World Vision.
Oh yeah.
It's if you're not familiar with it, it's for kids in Africa that have to walk 5 miles a day to get water. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's got, parasites and whatever in it. So we're volunteering and fundraising for that right now for Team World Vision. And Cadbury wanted me and Patty Mayonnaise to kind of lead that challenge on behalf of the church. So that's kind of, I guess, my token. So tomorrow I got to run 12 miles and lead this pathway with Patty. But it's I don't know, becoming more not just attending church, but becoming a part of the church too.
That's cool.
My wife does photography for the church, so any of the baptisms or anything like that, she's been doing a few of those at the church as well. So we've kind of just became a part of church, not just there to listen.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I was curious about your comment about how you'd always had at least a fundamental core belief about something greater than yourself, a supreme being, but you have disagreements here and there. What are your thoughts on like the importance of our group being open to all men and kind of being able to capture everybody's belief system as long as it's one that is rooted in this idea that there's something more to just yourself in life, something greater?
Well, I feel like, it's, yes, we have a faith-based aspect, but I feel like the men of F3 understand we're not pushing you to, hey, you need to be, you have to go to church. If you want to be a member of F3, you have to. It's not, I don't feel like it's that way. I mean, everybody that's, that leads the workout has a different way of prayer too, which is fine. It's the way they have the prayer. And you're not telling somebody they have to do that, period. So it's a very open, in my opinion.
Yeah.
By design. Yeah. I think it's so interesting because life the way we each go through life. And part of why we do this podcast, right, is every guy's got this unique story. And so I think you just never know where a guy's going to be, in life, but they, giving him a group of guys and essentially the only thing is you can't believe you're the king of the world. And, and if you're on that page, then that tracks with F3. But, talk me through a little bit, because what I also hear you a little bit of this passion for serving other people. And we try to offer a lot of, third F events or some of that through F3. Have you had a chance to do any of those? Or
I haven't done the third F. I mean, I do attend a lot of the second F events, some of the social events there. I've definitely been a part of those. I mean, obviously, I've been invited to a lot of third F events. Cherry's been trying to get me to the him and Vandalay, which is the place they,
Heartland Hope.
Heartland Hope. They're Cherry does it every week with his wife, I believe, there too. So
that's cool.
Haven't done too much on the third F, just the second and the first mostly there.
Yeah. But you're leading this thing with your church, right? So
yes, I guess I am leading the thing with my church. So I am doing a little bit of faith-based, I guess, there.
Yeah.
Yes. And there is prayer every Saturday a little bit too. So
nice.
Do you feel like some of the experiences that you had, whether it's leading a prayer or leading a workout or leading a site and all those different leadership opportunities we create, how did that affect your ability to, ready yourself or volunteer for these leadership opportunities, whether they're in church or at work or, outside in the community?
I think it helped. I mean, it's becoming, I didn't think I was ready to become a site Q when they gave me the opportunity to be a site Q mission force. I'm like, are you sure? You sure I'm ready to do this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna mess this up, and this is gonna be terrible, and we're not gonna continue this site now. And I overthink things and overanalyze. You should be amazed how many people I asked about this interview today on messing this interview up. Today, they're like, you're gonna be fine. It's just a conversation. I'm like, I don't know. I said that to Kickstand. You're gonna be fine. So it's but it's helped. In a lot of ways for me to just get out of my comfort zone and just do it.
So talk us through, because I'm a fellow overthinker, and I would be curious, over the years, have you found anything that works in that space? No. Just keep thinking.
If you're an overthinker or a planner, like you said, and you're trying to.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I think, my oldest daughter's also in a similar boat. So it's more like learning how to manage some of the thoughts. And then when do you just need to go? You can't, the whole like analysis paralysis type of thing. Like sometimes you just need to make a decision. But talk us through, when you think about leadership, like, do you remember your VQ, and would love to hear what that experience was like?
My VQ was at Fancy Feast. I can't remember if it was in August or September.
Yeah.
It was where it was at. It was awesome. I think I had 29 or 30 people, which is amazing to have that many gentlemen come out there to embrace it. I'm sure I messed up everything. I mean, shoot, I still try to, you remember how to start it. I'm like, God, I gotta see planning, You're like,
write it down. Yeah.
Make sure I do it all correctly here and not mess anything up. Cause I was very nervous to do the VQ, but it's getting out of you're ready to do it. You're fine. We're going to be here to support you. And everybody around us are going to support you and not let you fail.
Yeah.
Because it's not, even if you failed, they were going to still lift you up. So they're not going to crash you or anything like that. So we're very supportive in that case. I hope every person out there that listens, get it out of your head. We're going to help you. We're not going to let you fail.
Yeah.
If you've been a veteran for 5 years, we might give you a little crap though.
Yeah, right.
What was more difficult for you for that VQ? Was it planning and leading the workout, or was it the COT, or was it both?
All of above. I mean, the good news is I had a few people that at least gave me a template. So that was helpful. And I mean, granted, we have these beautiful things called smartphones where I can just put it in there. And now even ChatGPT will even write out a workout for you. If you didn't know that, you can say it knows I'm part of F3 and will flap out an exercise.
I've done a few of those. Yeah.
So I had a great template, and then, this COT, but it still gets jumbled. It was hard the VQ, because I was like, I wanted it to be perfect, but I don't think you're ever going to be perfect. So it's just not going to happen.
What advice would you give guys who are going to lead their first workout here in the future about the COT aspect of it?
To make sure it comes from the heart. I mean, this is your first one here. You don't have to go out there. I mean, sometimes I go out and what was important in today's events or a Bible verse or something specifically, I might try to search something out. But your first VQ, it's really about you in that case and us embracing you. So just have it come from the heart.
Yeah. I used to, early on in F3, I used to think I got a VQ every time I queued for the first time at a different site. And so I'm pretty sure I had like 12 VQs. And then I think Tonight Show was like, you only get one. You only get one VQ. But no, I would love to hear too, like, as you're thinking about, like, so you do your VQ and then a lot of guys will reference like this Q-Foria that sort of is like, okay, it makes them hungry for like the queue again. What was that like for you? Were you like, okay, I'm good, I've done it once? Or were you like, okay, I want to keep doing this?
I wanted to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I wanted to get better. I probably need to do a little bit more. I do have a couple coming upcoming here. One was just put on my calendar.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we're co-queuing. Okay. I guess it's just happening here. So yes, I wanted to get better. And not only that, I wanted to get better before I became a site queue too. So my goal before that was I'm like, okay, I'm doing a VQ. So I better do 10 or 20 of these here to try to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably could still do more, but I also don't want to do too many because I want others to actually step in there and do that as well. Because I think it's very important that everybody maybe steps out of their boundary lines and, steps over that line and gives it a shot. Like I said, I think that's very important. And since I've joined, we've had 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It's only 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, so all those 1,000 people, they got to get out there. It's their turn. So it's their turn.
Heck yeah.
And when you were a site queue and you're, whether it's a veteran or a rookie who's queuing your site, what kind of insights can you give to those guys that are, taking the flag sometime here in the near future or interested in it? What advice can you give them about working with your queues to make sure that, the both from a standards perspective and also just making sure that, you're creating the best environment you can for your site?
Absolutely. So I worked out with me and Shark Week. We had a system. On Friday is when we'd send out the all of us on a text thread there. Just making sure you're preparing your queues for when they're going to actually come out. If there's anything that they absolutely need on the site. I mean, if it's like we've talked about this in leadership meetings of having water and having certain first aid. And, I don't know if we still do the CPR course, but that was pretty awesome to do that course too there. But it's, making sure they're prepared. And if they're not prepared, we're going to always lift them up and help them out in whatever case they have. One thing I guess I would say to site queues is anybody that's been, queued 100 times, if there's somebody that wants to do a VQ, anybody's going to step aside and let a VQ jump in there at any moment. It's noticed there. So if any new people, you just have to ask. Don't worry about the calendar being booked out 2 or 3 months. I feel like having it 2 months out is helpful, but if you're new and you want to jump in, there's guys that will let you do it. So don't be afraid to ask in that case there, and just making sure they're ready to go in the morning, be there on time.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a hack. You mentioned that, so you were leading Mission Forge, right, as a Monday site, but you would send that communication out on Friday.
Yep, Friday, and then Sunday would be before. Make sure they get the message out. Yes, it was regimented. We had it perfect. I did the post blast. Shark did the pre blast. We had a reminder if one of us was out of town. We just make sure. So we had a pretty good system, and it worked fantastic for the year.
I love it.
And I think we were booked about 2 months out every time too. I tried to schedule as much as I could on the schedule to make sure. I had to make sure it was.
You don't want to show up and be like, oh no, we don't have anybody next week.
Then I knew I was up.
Yeah,
so if nobody shows up, you're up.
Yeah.
So,
and how did you guys go about finding your successors to take over Mission Forge?
Individuals that we had seen come to the Forge quite a bit. So when we had Whopper and Jake Break, they had come consistently to Mission Forge. I mean, Jake Break's out right now because of his ankle that he rolled. I don't know how soon till he'll come back. So it's Whopper's been there. So it's just over that time, and I don't know. you wonder who should be or should, to be at your site there, and you want to make sure that they're okay with it. So it was a little bit of asking there, but they had been consistent to the Southwest sites and always came to Mission Forge. So
Mhm.
that's why we had chosen them. I'm sure there's the thing about having two queues, but I guess we've had two queues at the Forge, for since the beginning. So that's why we wanted to continue that trend. I know that you spread the good guys out there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you when you're thinking about the Forge and I mean, you're the third or fourth, right? So but my question for you is, how do you maintain that strong like site identity? Because I think
Yeah.
it's carried through, and I don't
Yeah.
know how did you do that?
I just feel like all of us ex-site queues of the Forge just continue to come back there. Most of us do. There are a couple that haven't been, but
Yeah.
still try to get them out there as much as possible. And I have a just it's the place I have to be. It's one of the places I know I need to expand and go to more sites there for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna neglect the Forge. Sorry guys. I'm doing the Murph challenge, so I'm gonna hit up a few other sites. Actually gonna head to the boundary to the Sarpy sites to do a double. But yeah.
Okay.
You feel like Mission Forge, with it having that, the built-in Murph as part of the structure of the site. Do you think that that's helpful to get guys to see the value of the pre stuff, both from a first and second F perspective?
Yes. Now, contrary to barbed wire, it's not a running site. It is a Murph site. There, had to disclose that there, and I can't wait for you to listen to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So we do. We have the 4 mile run at the Forge, and we also have the Murph, and that's why I
Right.
wanted to reinstitute that. Barb wants the 4 miler. I'm like, I do both those. So
Mhm.
I think it's important to have those. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, both from a fitness perspective and from just the second F that abounds on those kind of things when you're just running, just like Plague was talking about earlier.
Well, yeah, with the Murph, it's not, Regiment F3. I've instituted, and actually a couple guys have not done that. On my account. So just let everybody mumble chatter, just
Right.
kind of keep it,
Yeah.
fresh there. And it's not as uniformed with the exercises, but that's the F2 feature coming out when we do the Murph challenge, and we're tightening it if there's like 3 or 4 of us or 2 of us.
Hmm. For sure. Talk me through. So when you think about site queues and just sort of thinking through this concept of like, when is a guy ready to be a site queue, or are you ever ready? I would be curious, like in your journey, like, did you feel ready, and how did you
Well,
approach
as I
that?
told you, I didn't know. I didn't think I was ready.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You think I should do this? I'm like, some people probably are.
Mm.
There's just certain individuals that are, they stand out as a leader that's just ready to go.
Yeah.
And you may not know, but it allows you to, I think it's important to step out of bounds, even if you feel, it's okay to feel uncomfortable.
Right.
It's okay to feel uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We often talk about like F3 is really a leadership laboratory, right? So like if there's a place you're going to lead before you're fully ready, why not have it be an F3, right? Where you got so many guys around you to support you. I think of like, who was it? Hungry Man, that when he was handing off his flag, he just was sort of like, I don't really know if I did this right, or but like we just it's okay, right? Because you're like, worst case scenario, what are you gonna actually mess up? Like we got all these guys. Somebody will step up and lead a workout, and but hopefully guys step up and lead. So I love that. You've also led at the workplace, right? A lot. We were talking about leadership at work and all that sort of stuff. So I would be curious, just in general, on the leadership topic. Like, what's a good leader? What is it? What makes a good leader to you?
Well, a good leader's one that's willing to listen, first of all, not just to be a director that tells you this is how it is. Listening and learning from others there, and then lifting them up is a leader. A leader's not one that stands over your shoulder and just makes this is what we have to do.
Yeah.
It's listening's huge.
For sure.
And then giving advice if they're asking for advice, because hopefully the person that is your employee or one of your peers, then you can give that advice. Because like I said, listening's probably the biggest thing
Yeah.
to being a good leader,
I
in
love
my
it.
opinion.
How do you set where I struggle with some of that is I want to listen and I want to not be a micromanager, but there also need to be standards. And how do you, I don't know, like navigating both of those can sometimes
Well,
be a
yeah,
challenge.
that's difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. There has to be something. You can't just let somebody go free for all the time. I mean,
Mhm.
there has to be an understanding of certain metrics. I mean, in any job, there's got to be some type of accountability and kind of some kind of thing. We even us, we have our exercises. We want to have a system. There's a reason why we have the opening.
Mhm.
Reason we have what we do at the end.
Yeah.
There's got to be some type of template a little bit there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can sometimes ad lib a little bit and kind of be open to new things. I mean, shoot, I feel like we are open to new things and we've expanded in different ideas that maybe we hadn't thought of before because
Yeah.
sometimes new ideas are better ideas.
Yeah. For sure. What would also be curious as you think about just your story, we've covered pretty much everything, right? But is there anything, when you think about just who you are, your sort of purpose here and kind of the way you're living your life, anything that you would share that you've learned along the way that guys could maybe learn from your experience?
Take a chance.
Mm,
Take a chance. I mean, I'm hoping to continue to help F3 out myself and other leadership type options in the future there.
hmm
I don't know if I'm ready or not ready, but I'm going to take a chance.
Yeah,
So just do it.
love it. What are you going to be helping with? Do you know yet?
I don't know yet. I mean,
Okay.
Ketchup's talked to me a little bit. I don't know if what I'll do specifically, or
Yeah,
it just depends. If they come and reach out, I'm going to take a chance because any
awesome.
way I can help out and help us continue to grow and help others out, it's what I want to do. So yeah,
I love it. What would be curious, anything that we haven't covered that you'd want to share with guys?
I don't know.
Yeah. 'Cause you're an open book, right? So if guys see out there in the gloom, follow up, ask you whatever's on their mind.
Yeah.
Um, we've also occasionally we've done sort of a rapid fire segment. So I don't know if are you prepared for that?
I don't know.
I don't know. We didn't give you the questions.
We can roll with this if you want.
Yeah.
I might mess up.
All right, so I'll try to do my best impression of Stripes here, but so just whatever comes to mind, right?
Oh, boy.
Don't think too much about this. But what's an F3 site that you have never been to that you want to go to?
Oracle.
Oracle, never been. to
No, I
Oracle.
guess you can't include the January when we had the CSOP. You can't include that. That was
Right. You got to go on a normal.
you got to go on a normal day.
Yeah.
And then there's actually Flying V is now a Q. I can't remember where he's at.
Yeah.
He's one of my good buddies from college. I got to get to his site since he just took a site. So I got to go to Flying
Okay.
V, which is I got to get out of my element to do that. Yes.
I love it. Yeah, Flying V's got a great HVAC company that helps
Yes.
us out a lot if
He
guys are
does.
looking
He
for
does.
anything in that
Absolutely.
space. But what about what's your least favorite exercise?
Burpees.
Burpees, really? What's your most favorite exercise?
Birkins.
Okay. What about what's your favorite nickname that somebody has?
I don't know.
You can just say Gator.
Most favorite nickname. That I don't know.
Okay. What about who's an F3 guy that you don't know well that you'd like to get to know?
All of them. I don't have a
Yeah.
specific one. If there's one I
Yeah.
don't know very well, yes, I'd want to get to know him more.
Nice. Okay. Those are the only ones I can remember on the rapid fire list. I think you did really
That was
well.
pretty slow on the last one there.
You
So I was
did
like-
you did really well. No, this has been great. And I did, would just say thank you for showing up, for telling
Absolutely.
your story, for showing up in the gloom to lead other men. I think I remember maybe one of the early pre-runs that you were on, Escobar had brought you out and you've just always been open, right? The statement you made about being an open book, I think just conversations that I've had with you and I know that other guys have had is just, it's a breath of fresh air and definitely fits with the culture of F3. So appreciate you sharing your story. We do like to get, from you, like just current state. Where do you need prayers or encouragement or support? Anything that guys listening could kind of check in with you on and just make sure things are going well?
I mean, right now, I mean, like I said, I usually I let it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, generally in the mornings, I'm gonna say, let it out there already too. So there's not
Yeah.
much. I guess I'm holding to the chest, I guess there.
Yeah. Okay. And you need prayers for anything?
No prayers right now.
Okay.
I've currently things are going well. So
Yeah.
that's the good news there. So no
Awesome.
prayers at this point. Just,
Okay.
I guess prayers for anybody else out there that needs them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you next time I see you about your marathon training or maybe I'll ask about the 50-miler training.
gosh, yeah, we'll see about that one unicycle. I don't know about that. So
Awesome. We'll do a little NaMo here to wrap us up. I'll
Okay.
start. Brandon Flehardy, 40, The Plague.
The Plague.
Ah!
Mike Duffy, 43, Gator.
Gator, Chomp,
Greg Drasinski, 45, Peel.
Peel. And is there a Peel like noise or a
There is
callback
not.
sign?
Or a gesture. Or,
I need a sweaty shirt that I can't
Yeah.
rip off apparently. So
Nice. I love it. Well, thanks for your time, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
thanks, Bill.
Scars on our hands, hope in our chest. We're not defined by the weight of the test. Brothers in step, we carry the flame. Different roads, but the heart beats the same. Every man's got a story to tell. From the valley low to the mountaintop, yeah. Every man's got a story inside. Standing strong, we won't hide. Every man, yeah. Every man's got a story. We've been broken, we've been bruised, but we rise again and we don't get to choose. Through the fire, through the fight, every man's story burns in the night. Scars on our hands, hope in our chest. We're not defined by the weight of the test. Brothers in step, we carry the flame. Different roads, but the heart beats the same. On a story to tell, from the valley low to the mountaintop yell. Every man's got a story inside. Different roads, but the heart beats the same. Every man's got a story to tell. From the valley low to the mountaintop yell. Every man's got a story inside. Standing strong, we won't hide. Every man, yeah, every man's got a story. Every man's got a story. Voices rise like thunder, they roll. Truth in the pain, it's shaking the soul. Chains may rattle, but they break in time. Every man's story is yours and mine. From the struggle to the glory, every man's got a story. In the dark or in the light, we keep marching through the night. Every man's got a story inside. Every man's got a story to tell. From the valley low to the mountaintop hill. Every man to the mountaintop hill. Every man's got a story inside. Standing strong, we won't hide. Every